Drake, I hit you like I'm young. It's probably a minor.
My adult crush. He's not my crush.
Okay.
Let me get that straight. He's like a brother. He's
Okay.
a brother. He was such a fanboy, and I was such a fangirl that and honestly, we text all the time.
Drake, hip-hop's golden boy, the certified hitmaker, the man who dominated the charts for over a decade. But what if I told you that behind the fame, there's a web of dark secrets, industry manipulation, and allegations that could change how you see him forever? From ghostwriting scandals to accusations of shady industry moves, from beefs with rap legends to disturbing claims that have sparked heated debates online. And then, there's the stuff they don't want you to know. This is the Drake Iceberg. And trust me, by the time we reach the bottom, you might never look at him the same way again. Let's dive in. Level 1. The tip of the iceberg Drake. One of the biggest names in music. You can't talk about modern hip-hop without mentioning him. But before the platinum records and sold-out arenas, he was just Jimmy Brooks, the wheelchair-bound high schooler from Degrassi, The Next Generation. His jump from TV star to rap icon wasn't typical. He wasn't from the streets, he didn't have a rough upbringing, and yet, he somehow took over an industry that was built on struggle and authenticity. His 2009 mixtape So Far Gone changed everything, proving that you could be emotional, sing, rap, and still dominate the charts. And once Lil Wayne signed him to Young Money Entertainment, the takeover officially began. Hit after hit. Best I Ever Had over headlines. Drake wasn't just making music, he was shaping culture. His albums, from Take Care to Scorpion, spawned viral moments, memeable lyrics, and anthems that topped the Billboard charts for months. But with massive success comes massive controversy. He's been accused of ghostwriting. Meek Mill famously called him out, leading to the back-to-back diss track. He's been in feuds with Chris Brown, Kanye West, and now Kendrick Lamar, but we'll get to that. He even has a secret son that Pusha T exposed before he could announce it himself. And that's just the surface. Everyone knows about Hotline Bling, God's Plan, and his never-ending Billboard dominance, but the deeper you go, the messier it gets. And now, we're going deeper. Level 2, slightly below the surface. Now, let's go deeper. This is where the cracks start to show in Drake's flawless image. Ghostwriting allegations. Is Drake even writing his own bars? Drake's reputation as a lyricist took a serious hit when Meek Mill exposed him for allegedly using ghostwriters, specifically Quentin Miller, a relatively unknown artist at the time. Meek claimed Miller was the real writer behind Drake's verses on If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. And here's the kicker, reference tracks leaked, featuring Quentin Miller rapping entire verses that ended up on Drake's album almost word for word. Drake clapped back with Charged Up and Back to Back, the latter becoming one of the most savage diss tracks of the decade. Meek tried to respond, but it was too late. Drake had already won the battle in the public eye, but did he really win? Because the ghostwriting allegations never fully disappeared. Pusha T, Kanye West, and even Kendrick Lamar have thrown subliminal shots about Drake not writing his own music. Funk Flex claimed there were more reference tracks proving that Drake wasn't writing his biggest songs. Even fans started questioning, how much of Drake's success is really his? For a genre built on authenticity, this was a major blow. And when you pair that with the fact that Quentin Miller later claimed he never got properly paid for his work, it makes the whole situation even messier. And speaking of messy, let's talk about the Drake versus Kendrick Lamar war. The Kendrick Lamar feud, a decade in the making. Drake and Kendrick Lamar have been rivals for over a decade. It all started back in 2013 when Kendrick dropped his now legendary Control verse, calling out Drake, J. Cole, Big Sean, and several others. He wasn't just rapping, he was declaring war. Drake's response? He brushed it off, calling it a marketing move. But the tension didn't fade. Over the years, both artists took sneaky jabs at each other. Kendrick took shots at Drake in the Heart Part 4, warning him with a line that called out his hesitation. To keep it family-friendly, I've reworded a word. Tiptoeing around my name? Man, that's just lame. Drake fired back on no shopping and diplomatic immunity with subliminals aimed at Kendrick's stature in the game, but then came 2024, when things exploded. It all started with Metro Boomin' and Future's track Like That, where Kendrick rapped a line that many interpreted as him declaring dominance over the rap game. To keep it family-friendly, I've reworded some words. Forget the big three, there's only one, and that's me. That wasn't just a diss, it was a statement. Kendrick was publicly dismissing Drake and J. Cole, declaring himself the king of rap. And that's when the gloves came off. Drake responded with push-ups, a lukewarm diss that left fans disappointed. Taylor made Freestyle, a track where he used AI-generated Tupac and Snoop Dogg voices, which backfired horribly and even got him a legal warning from Tupac's estate. Then, Kendrick unleashed Hell Euphoria, a slow, haunting diss track breaking down Drake's insecurities. Meet the Grams, one of the most personal disses ever, where Kendrick called out Drake's alleged hidden family issues, parenting scandals, and even questioned his relationship with minors. Not Like Us. The Final Blow, a Bay Area anthem that not only roasted Drake lyrically, but also became a viral club hit, ensuring that the world danced while Drake took an L. The result? Kendrick dismantled Drake's invincible image. And for the first time in his career, it looked like Drake lost a rap battle. But here's where it gets even wilder. Because this feud wasn't just about music, it sparked rumors and accusations that take us into the dark side of Drake's career. And that's exactly where we're heading next. Level 3, Deep Waters. Now we're entering the real drama. The industry secrets, the power moves, and the controversies that threaten to shake Drake's entire legacy. Drake's Super Bowl controversy? Did Kendrick just end him on the biggest stage? The rap battle between Kendrick Lamar and Drake was already brutal, but Kendrick took it to an entirely new level, and he did it in front of millions. At Super Bowl LIII, Kendrick's halftime performance was already highly anticipated, but no one expected him to revive the beef in front of the entire world. When Kendrick performed Not Like Us, the biggest diss track against Drake, it was a clear message. This wasn't just a rap battle, it was an execution. But the real controversy? The lyrics he chose to keep. Kendrick removed some of the more explicit bars about Drake's alleged inappropriate relationships, likely due to legal concerns. But he kept the infamous line, "Tryna strike a chord and it's probably a minor." This bar, heavily speculated to reference allegations about Drake, stayed unchanged. And then there was the final moment. As the stadium lights dimmed at the end of Kendrick's set, massive screens flashed the words, "Game over," sending the internet into a frenzy. Was this just a coincidence? Or was it a symbolic execution of Drake's legacy? The rap world erupted. Fans debated whether this meant Drake had officially lost. Some called it the most disrespectful move in Super Bowl history. And if you thought that was the worst of it, wait until you hear how Drake got himself blacklisted by hip-hop legends. AI vocals controversy. Did Drake cross the line with Tupac and Snoop? Drake's tailor-made freestyle should have been another standard diss track in his beef with Kendrick, but instead, it backfired spectacularly. Why? Because Drake used AI-generated voices of Tupac and Snoop Dogg without permission. The track featured Tupac's AI-generated voice throwing shots at Kendrick, trying to frame the battle as a West Coast versus Toronto war. It also included an AI version of Snoop Dogg, making it seem like hip-hop legends were co-signing Drake's side. The backlash was immediate and brutal. Tupac's estate threatened legal action, calling it disrespectful and unauthorized exploitation. Snoop Dogg himself publicly distanced himself from Drake, claiming he had nothing to do with it. Even hip-hop purists slammed the move, accusing Drake of using technology to fabricate support. Instead of earning it, Drake was forced to remove the track, but the damage was already done. Using AI voices of dead legends? That was a bad look. And it might have been the moment hip-hop turned on him for good. But the biggest accusations against Drake? They don't involve AI. They involve real-world industry manipulation, streaming manipulation allegations. Is Drake playing the system? Drake has long been known as the king of streaming. But how much of that success is real? When Kendrick's Not Like Us shattered records, some fans immediately noticed something strange. Drake accused Universal Music Group and Spotify of artificially boosting Kendrick's streams through bots and pay-for-play tactics. His legal team suggested that UMG had manipulated streaming algorithms to force Not Like Us into viral status, ensuring it dominated the charts. But here's the irony. Many fans believe Drake himself has benefited from inflated streaming numbers for years. Critics argue that his numbers on Spotify and Apple Music have always seemed suspiciously high, especially compared to other top artists. There have even been past reports of Drake's songs automatically playing on Spotify after other tracks, suggesting playlist manipulation. So, was Drake a victim of streaming manipulation? Or was this just karma? Coming back to bite him? One thing's for sure, if Drake's numbers aren't real, his entire legacy is in question. The Pusha T fallout. Was there a career-ending Drake diss? The 2018 Drake vs. Pusha T feud was one of the most ruthless beefs in hip-hop history. But what most people don't know is that Drake allegedly had a nuclear diss track aimed at Pusha T, one that was so powerful, it never got released. Let's rewind. Pusha T dropped The Story of Adidon, where he exposed Drake for having a secret son with adult film star Sophie Brousseau. The cover art, an actual photo of Drake in blackface. Something so damaging, Drake had to release a public explanation. But here's where it gets crazy. Drake reportedly recorded a scathing response that would have ended Pusha T's career. According to hip-hop insiders, this track contained personal information that was so damaging, people in the industry stepped in to stop it from being released. Even Jay Prince, the influential Rap-A-Lot Records CEO and a longtime mentor to Drake, confirmed this. He claimed the diss was so vicious it would have caused irreparable harm. He personally told Drake to stand down, warning that it would take the battle beyond music and into real-world consequences. The question is, what was on that track? Did Drake have dirt on Pusha T that was even worse than the Adidon reveal? Was this just a strategic move to avoid a bigger war? We may never know. But the fact that Drake was forced to hold back makes it seem like, for once, he wasn't in control of the fight. And speaking of fights Drake doesn't control, wait until you hear what's lurking in the deepest level of the iceberg. Level 4. The Abyss Now. We're at the deepest and darkest part of the Drake Iceberg. These are the stories that get whispered about, the rumors that make people uneasy, and the theories that could change how you see Drake forever. Some of this is speculation, some of it is based on real events, but all of it raises serious questions. Allegations of underage relationships. Why does Drake keep texting minors? One of the most unsettling controversies surrounding Drake is his repeated interactions with underage girls. While no criminal accusations have ever been proven, fans have pieced together a disturbing pattern over the years. Case number 1, Millie Bobby Brown. In 2018, Stranger Things star Millie Bobby Brown revealed that Drake had been texting her advice about boys. When she was just 14 years old, she described their relationship as a friendship. But fans immediately raised eyebrows, questioning why a 31-year-old man would be texting a teenage actress. Case number 2, Billie Eilish. Another similar case involved Billie Eilish, who said in an interview that she had been texting Drake since she was 17. Like Millie, she called him super nice, but the internet wasn't buying it. Many called it weird at best, suspicious at worst. Case number 3, Hailey Bieber. Before she was Hailey Bieber, she was Hailey Baldwin, and at just 16 years old, she was reportedly spotted spending time with Drake at industry events. The speculation only grew stronger when years later, Drake followed her on Instagram seemingly out of nowhere. Case number 4, the Bella Harris incident. One of the most talked about? Rumors came in 2018 when Drake was allegedly romantically involved with model Bella Harris, who was just 18 at the time. The internet exploded when reports claimed that Drake had rented out an entire restaurant for a private dinner with her. While her team denied it, people started noticing a pattern. Why was Drake always linked to girls barely legal? The Kendrick connection. This controversy exploded again in 2024, when Kendrick Lamar directly referenced these rumors in Not Like Us and Meet the Grams. While Drake has denied any wrongdoing, the public perception has already shifted. Some believe this is just coincidence, but others wonder if there's something darker lurking beneath the surface. Drake's alleged mob ties. Is he more connected than we think? Drake often references the mob life in his music, with songs like Mob Ties, and lyrics about knowing killers and calling shots. But is it just rap bravado? Or is there something more to it? The Toronto Underworld Theory. Some fans speculate that Drake has deep connections to criminal organizations in Toronto. His OVO crew includes figures with known street ties, and there have been rumors of behind-the-scenes intimidation tactics. Some believe that Drake has industry muscle that helps him control narratives, media coverage, and even certain rap beefs. The XXXTentacion connection. When rapper XXXTentacion was murdered in 2018, many conspiracy theorists pointed to Drake's involvement. Why? Drake and X had been feuding. X had publicly called out Drake for allegedly stealing his flow. In a 2017 tweet, X predicted his own death, writing, "If anyone tries to kill me, it was Drake." After his murder, Drake dropped bars that some fans thought were eerily specific. SMS XXX. That's the only time I ever shoot below the neck. Of course, no real evidence has ever linked Drake to X's death, but the internet refuses to let this theory die. Is this just coincidence, or is there something more sinister lurking in Drake's empire? Kim Kardashian and Kanye West? Did Drake really smash? For years, the biggest unsolved mystery in the rap world has been Drake and Kim Kardashian. Did something actually happen between them, or was it all mind games? Clue number 1. Kiki, do you love me? In My Feelings, Drake repeatedly mentions Kiki, which just happens to be Kim Kardashian's nickname. The internet immediately speculated that Drake was slyly admitting to an affair. Clue number 2, Kanye's meltdown. Kanye didn't take this lightly. He went on multiple rants, accusing Drake of deliberately fueling rumors about Kim just to mess with his head. He even begged Drake to publicly deny it. But Drake never did. Clue number 3, the hidden messages. Fans noticed that in multiple songs, Drake makes subtle references to Kanye's wife. In Sicko Mode, he raps about being down the block from Kanye's house. Was he just trolling, or was he sending a real message? Even today, no one knows the truth, but Kanye sure seemed convinced. The 6 tag is demonic theory. Is Drake hiding occult symbols in his branding? Some theorists believe Drake's obsession with the number 6, his nickname for Toronto, has demonic undertones. Theory: the OVO owl is an Illuminati symbol. Some claim that Drake's OVO owl logo represents Moloch, an ancient pagan deity associated with child sacrifice. The Illuminati rumors suggest that the owl is a hidden signal of elite control and occult influence. Theory: OVO means 6 and 6, others. Claim that when you turn the OVO logo upside down, the O and V form a hidden 666. Of course, this could be pure coincidence, but for conspiracy theorists, it's a red flag. Is Drake just playing with symbols, or is there something darker? Behind his branding, the Sweeter Man incident, the weirdest Drake rumor ever. Finally, we have to mention one of the strangest entries on the iceberg, the Sweeter Man incident. A viral meme claims that Drake farted while recording Sweeter Man, and the sound allegedly made it into the final track. While this is obviously not a serious controversy, it's one of those weird internet mysteries that just won't die. And with that, we've reached the deepest, most bizarre layer of the Drake iceberg. Final thoughts. How much of this is real? At the end of the day, Drake remains one of the most controversial figures in music. Whether he's dodging rumors, fueling theories, or battling industry enemies, one thing's for sure: Drake is bigger than just music. He's a walking conspiracy theory, and the deeper you look, the stranger it all gets. Drake's career isn't just music, it's a never-ending saga of power, controversy, and reinvention. From ghostwriting scandals to underage texting rumors, from mob ties whispers to Super Bowl level humiliation, the deeper you dig, the wilder it gets. And now, with Kendrick Lamar shaking the industry, AI controversy forcing him to delete music, and whispers of streaming manipulation lawsuits, the question isn't if Drake's legacy is shifting. It's how much of it is in his control anymore. Is this the beginning of Drake's downfall, or will he flip the script once again? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more unfiltered deep dives, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned.